So what happens when you put two spam heavy heroes in enemy safe lane? You either become a martyr or make them regret they ever joined that game. So welcome guys, welcome to this gameplay commentary of mine, and today we're going to be playing Leshrac Offlane. That's right, a hero that you usually should play in mid lane or maybe somewhere else but not in the off lane. But hey, this game is going to be fun, it's going to be different, and we're going to be doing some silly things with Leshrac. Some awesome stupid suicides, some really cool kills, all in all a fun gameplay. So let's really dive into it and see what we're dealing with. As always, I'll introduce the team that we have. We have me as of course Leshrac, my friend here, hi you guys. Like always, his favourite hero, Cottle. We have some gentlemen on Ember Spirit, De Kraus, and we have a Phantom Lancer. That's my favourite hero, to be honest. He hasn't is running around here and there. And one guy who hasn't joined, so let's call him Mr. AFK. On the enemy team, we've got a Phantom Assassin, Warlock, an Ancient Apparition, a Timbersaw, and a Tusk. So what does that mean to start things off with? The Timbersaw usually will carry Mr. Anonymous here, who's going to be Spirit Breaker. So hey, spoiler alert. They have a Tusk, which is a very heavy ganking hero in the first 30 minutes. This man's a nuisance. AA, you all know, he stops pushes, he annoys the heck out of you, and Warlock just drops those bombs on your head. So PA, I'm sure I don't need to say anything about him. So pretty good lineup by them. I would say it's slightly better than ours. We have one safe lane carry in form of Phantom Lancer. Give him time and he'll win the game for you, that kind of thing. Ember Spirit, if he gets item, he gets a lot of damage. You know, he doesn't have HP, but he doesn't need it because Sleight of Fist doesn't work for him. Cottle is all about being nice, giving mana to everyone, and Spirit Breaker is our version of we want to fight early, right? If they have a Tusk, if they have a Timbersaw, we have Spirit Breaker. Slightly countered by Timbersaw, but still, all in all, a good hero if you know what you're doing. And let's get to the man of the hour, Mr. Leshrac here. So I go in safe lane with him, and I would usually advise you to not to go in an off lane, I should say. Because the hero does not have any escape moves. Usually you want to send a hero in the off lane if they can run away. The good old example is something like a Wind Ranger. People know how to counter her now, but still you get an idea where if they try to chase you, you just walk away and, you know, evasion time. So Leshrac is not really a good contender for that, but when we play, we always try to go to the worst lane possible, because this way, if we fail it, I mean, we still have our carries doing good things, and if you put pressure on their safe lane carry, that means they have a lesser chance of winning the game. And in all honesty, guys, I mean, they only have PA to carry, right? So this was our master secret plan all along, me and my friend, hi guys, that we're gonna basically go in their safe lane and ruin their day. So with that in mind, let's talk about the starting build for Leshrac. Now some people vary it. If you go mid, of course you want to go slightly differently, but I usually prefer to go full regen, because as I always say, at my level I don't trust myself to do good, so I rely a little bit on items that, hey, if I mess it up, I'll have regen. Having more regen means you can stay in lane for longer. If you do something, you know, if you're taking damage, that means you stay near the creeps. And in off lane, ideally, that's what you want to do, especially if you're soloing off lane. And I will make a video about that, by the way, but that's neither here or there. I'll get back to the topic at hand, which is regen. So I go for standard set of regen items. I get 2 clarities and some ironwood branches. So basically some right click damage, a little bit of mana pool that gives me clarity, because I know Cottle will give me mana, because but you know, I am a very spam heavy hero, which I'll get to in a second here, and that's why I like to get some clarities on Leshrac always, even if I'm playing a support Leshrac. And I don't think you should, because he's a pretty hard support to play. You know, you need to have someone to set things up for you for things to work. So let's get to why he's not a good support and what Leshrac is in general, and why he's a super awesome hero, especially in this patch right now. I call him Mr. AoE Galore, and look at that clarity break by me being an idiot. So Leshrac is a hero who's all about dealing magic damage, dealing damage from your spells, I should say, right? I mean, he does do some awesome damage here in form of physical, which is Edict. It used to be composite back in the days. So Leshrac is a hero that relies on his spells to deal most of his damage. His right clicks are good. I mean, he has a pretty decent int gain, I think. There you go. 3 is pretty strong, to be honest. It's one of the higher ones you can find. So the man does get a pretty good right click damage as you level him up. But mainly you want to build Leshrac in ways that you cast a lot of spells, which means you have a lot of mana, and you want to be a little survivable in the lane as well. And whenever you are, so build HP on him too. So let's look at the skills first, guys. I always skill up the first skill called Split Earth. Now this is your skill shot, if I may, and this basically is a stun. It has a little bit of a delay, 0.35 seconds. Leshrac like basically raises his front 2 hooves in the air, and then, you know, 0.35 seconds later, a little earth is formed around the area, and it has a certain AoE. And it can stun enemies. So at level 1 it does 120 damage, pretty good actually for a level 1 nuke, and it stuns for 2 seconds. it scales in a way that it actually, the radius, the circle, I mean where the stun lands, that area gets bigger as you level it up. The stun duration remains the same, but the damage also goes up. So pretty good skill if you're a good Leshrac player. If you're not me, you should you know, definitely, you know, if you are a good skill shotting hero, you play a lot of Mirana and Pudge, maybe you can make this work. But to me, I don't level this skill up first, and I'll tell you why in a second. Second skill is called Diabolic Edict. Now, Edict is a skill which does physical damage. It creates a set number of explosions around you. And by the way, I think even if you die, the explosions still lie on your body. So if I die here, for example, and the skill is on, those explosions will still occur in the area that is shown right around on the screen, you know, around you. So it does 40 explosion. Each explosion does only 9 damage. Now that's pretty low if you think about it, but when you multiply those numbers, and 9 times 5 of course is 45, so that at level 1, if you find an idiot on his own somewhere in the jungle, and you have pretty good base movement speed as Leshrac, you start at 320 movement speed, you can chase a guy, and Edict can pretty much kill a hero with a couple of right clicks. So it's a very powerful skill. But if you look at the special thing about this skill, why this is so amazing, and what makes Leshrac a good laning hero, if someone just leaves the lane for a little bit of time, he can push the heck out of the lane, and that's a skill what lets him do that. Edict can actually hit buildings, guys. So imagine all of that damage. If someone leaves the tower unattended, even a level 1 Edict will do a lot of damage. And you can see right now, look at that, I turn Edict on. Now this is me not right clicking, the tower was pretty much full health, and here I'm going to take some stupid damage from tower because I'm an idiot, but hey, just look at the damage it does to tower. So at level 1, it's a pretty good skill. Third one is my favorite. Most people don't like it. It's been buffed and buffed and buffed, and people are starting to use it now. I've played Leshrac a lot in the past, so I kind of know how the skills work. Obviously, but looking at my horrible skills, you wouldn't agree that I play Leshrac a lot, but hey, here he is anyway. So Lightning Storm is your way of pushing the lane. Now, if your job is to push, if your job is to make the life of your enemy carry pretty miserable, I always love getting Lightning Storm, and I like to max this skill out as early as I can because this skill is amazing, and I'll tell you why. So at level 1, when you activate the skill, it deals a set amount of damage. It slows a target by 75% for a very short amount of time, and if you're good Leshrac, not like me that is, you can actually cast a Lightning Storm at level 4 and you can convert that into actually a good stun. So that's what pro players would do, but not me. For me, it's a skill that deals a lot of damage and it slows, and it's really good to cast. If I'll show you right now, it has a cooldown of 4 seconds, so that's ridiculous of how much damage you can output with this skill. You cast a skill, but the most important feature why I say it's a pushing skill is it has these lightning strikes. So when you cast a skill at level 1, this lightning nuke not only damages the target you're targeting, but an area around him, it's going to jump. So at level 1, you'll get 4 jumps. As you level it up, the damage of the jump the damage of the jump increases, and so does the number of jumps, to a point where at the end you hit 7 enemies. So if you think about it, you have 5 creeps in the lane and you have 2 heroes. One of this skill will hit everyone in the lane and it'll deal the full damage. So look at that, that's 260 magic damage for everyone on the screen when Leshrac is doing his thing. And that's why we chose to go in the off lane. So that's our little secret here. We wanted to make our their safe lane carry absolutely miserable. As you can see, it's only 6 minutes into the game, and I'm actually explaining now why I've been spamming all this silly skill here for me. And Lightning Storm is basically pushing the lane to a point where he has to try and last hit under towers. It's very hard for him. At our level, people don't know how to, and even if he does, when we're in the range of it, we're still gonna spam lightning strikes on him. So there's no way, even with the Warlock in his lane, it's very hard for him to do anything about it. And as you can see, it's an easy way to last hit. Even I can't miss a couple of last hits, you know, when I do it. So it's a really good skill for Leshrac. Kind of underestimated right now, but I very much think so that our MMR, you know, where us newbies play, it's a great skill, provided you're not worried about pushing the lane, because there are some heroes that can actually, you know, who have pretty good base damage and they're pretty okay with last hitting on the towers. PA at early level is not one of them, because I know the base damage of PA is preposterously low, to say the least, and that's why we chose to go for a pushing strat. So look at that. Now she's sitting way far back. Warlock can't do anything. He's trying to aggro the creeps to him, and it's only 7 minutes into the game, and look at that, their tower has almost fallen. And by the way, this is a level 1 edict. I mean, there are different skill builds you can go with Leshrac, but this is the one I chose in this lane, which is you get 1 level of Split Earth, then get your Lightning Storm maxed out. At level 4 you can get 1 point into Edict if your goal is to push the tower, which ours was. Now once we're there, we're going to talk about his ultimate, which obviously I haven't gained yet. I will soonish. And look at the spam going on in the lane. Basically, I have Coddle, who gives me mana, and it's the really dirty tactics that you really don't want to do. First time I got caught in this time I know he can't catch me, so I basically dodged the chakram, which means he can't kill me. And our Ember Spirit comes in, he's going to clean up the PA, and he's going to get the other guy too. There we go. So that's double kill for Ember, and that's the power of Leshrac, guys. If this guy gets some HP, he has all the skills that can be spammed, and Leshrac is a hero who likes to stay in the fight for as long as possible. Some heroes are all about burst damage, like Phantom Assassin, who like to go in and, you know, just kill everyone in a split second, right, in the blink of an eye, as she would say. Leshrac is the opposite. He likes to stay in the fight for a long time. The longer he's in, the more damage he'll do, and the nature of Leshrac is he doesn't hit a single hero, he likes to hit all of them, right? So that's why Leshrac is what he is. Now I skip a level of my ultimate because I really don't want to use it yet. Probably I could have gotten a point into ultimate. I'll tell you why and what the ultimate is. Now you've seen how Diabolic Edict works. For a certain amount of time, or I should say explosions, that's a horrible stun I missed. I'm embarrassed here, guys. Just look away, okay? It's gonna get much better, trust me, the game's gonna get better. But that was horrid. So Edict is an AoE spell, Lightning Storm is an AoE spell, and in a way Split Earth is also an AoE spell because, hey, it's a stun that can hit in an area. Now Pulse Nova is the big granddaddy of them all. That it's a spell that drains mana for every second it's being channeled. It's not really a channel spell, it's an activated spell. I shouldn't call it channel, sorry. You press the button and it stays on, and it'll stay on until your mana has been drained. How much mana does it drain? At level 1 it goes by 20 mana per second. At level 3 it goes up to 60 mana, but that might sound a lot. It might be, you know, hey, why would I want to get this when I have Lightning Storm? But just bear with me, I'm actually looking at the fight. I'm actually looking at Ember. Yeah, there we go. I'll go back to me so I can actually show you this skill. So it has a 450 radius around you, and when you activate the skill, it deals 100 damage a pulse. And again, Leshrac is all about AoE, so I'm not only going to hit one guy, and an AoE around me, everything that I see, I'm going to do all of this damage, which is 100 damage for every 20 mana I spend to everyone around me. There could be one guy, there could be 50 people. Leshrac will not care. This is a pure AoE galore for Leshrac. Pulse Nova is all about doing that damage. Let's see if we can kill this guy. Maybe we don't. We don't have any mana, but we're hoping Spirit Breaker will charge. He charges in. This gives me an easy stun, and there you go, guys. That's the first time if you saw the stun, if you haven't seen it before. The more you level it up, the more damage it does. He has no idea that I'm Leshrac. He can't get away from me. So that's basically Edict, guys, right? You saw as he was near me, he takes periodic damage every time these explosions occur. Set amount of damage in form of physical is dealt, and it's a really good skill. So there we go, guys. That's the build I like to normally go for. Ideally I would get yeah, definitely I think by level 9 I'll get a level into Pulse Nova, because by then I'll have more mana items, I'll have a bigger mana pool. This way I can cast spells. So in all essence, what I've been saying for the last 10 minutes is Leshrac is, you want to have Leshrac in a game where it's all about dealing lots of burst magical damage, as when you have maybe physical carries who don't have a lot of HP, like Phantom Assassin, right? She can get lots of DPS, but in terms of getting magic resistance, you know, she's not one of those heroes. In terms of getting HP, nah, you know, she never builds items like that. So Leshrac is pretty good right now. He's usually played mid, and that's one of the reasons. This guy has, as long as Leshrac has mana, he's a very formidable foe in the battle, I should say. So let's talk about the skill build then. You saw me getting regen earlier. I've used all the clarities in an efficient way and in not so efficient way at the same time. I broke one and the other one was used properly. So that's the item. So what do you build on Leshrac normally? Now, if you're playing a core Leshrac, which is what I'm playing in a way, right? And by core I mean I'm the guy, I'm not really supporting, I'm trying to be somewhat of a semi-carry. Now you can carry with Leshrac now, I very much believe so. He's pretty good. Earlier, back in the days, and by that I mean before 6.84, Leshrac could be played as a semi-carry at best, but he is a really good hero, and as I said, he transitions pretty well into the late game. And we'll talk about the skill build now and how I think why he's a carry. So the first item I think for a carry Leshrac would be, I always like to make mana boots. You have brown boots, why not to make them into mana boots? Mana boots help the guy in your lane if you're laning with someone. More importantly, it gives you more of that mana, and more mana basically means more nuke for Leshrac. So that's a no-brainer, right? Now what I like to do next is work on a Bloodstone. Now Bloodstone, as you all know, Bloodstone is a pretty good item. Very expensive, but if you're a hero who can stay alive in a team fight, Bloodstone is your thing. If you're a hero that you need mana to do your things, Bloodstone is the item. Heroes like Storm Spirit will tell you that, hey, you know, that's really cool item. Same thing goes for Leshrac. Now that's a huge stack I saw happening. Let's see what happens here, because we are planning something nasty here, and we're planning to kill him. So there you go. I activate the Diabolic Edict. Are we going to kill this guy? We are chasing him, And I'm gonna, oh my god, I landed a stun, guys. Yeah, you can watch now. I actually did a good job. So there you go. I activate my Pulse Nova as well, and that's Leshrac, right? That's so much damage being dealt because Kotl didn't do much. I think he just right-clicked once, but there we go. Now I think this is the time for us to farm, and here we go. He made all this nice stack, and I feel bad for him. We killed him and we stole his stack, and that's AoE, right? As you saw, everyone there was getting hit by your Pulse Nova. So. That's a good skill. But going back to Bloodstone, guys, it gives you a lot of HP, it gives you pretty good mana regen, it gives you very little HP regen, and it also gives you an ability called Suicide that every time, you know, you have a chance to basically kill yourself and deny enemy the experience. But mainly it's an item that's meant for heroes who rely a lot on their mana. Best example, something like Storm Spirit. Leshrac is again a perfect example of a hero who can use a Bloodstone if you're playing as a core Leshrac. So really good thing for him to get. Now the next item I will show you eventually as I work into it. It's a really it's a new item that's been added in 6.84, and I very much think so that I should get it. Now I'm an idiot here. Why did I get a recipe? I don't know. Guys, I actually feel embarrassed. I've actually got a recipe. Why would I buy a recipe? Recipe does nothing for you, so please don't be an idiot. Except for the fact that it actually shows you what the item is. So it's handy now, but please don't ever buy a recipe. It does nothing for you. I am far away from gold. This does not justify me buying a recipe. I'm an idiot. But anyway, so it shows you that every time a guy dies around you, that's the power of... Oh, okay, that's why. And I made a soul booster, but that's still not and that's another thing I should talk about, guys. I should say is when the fight ends, he goes into a ball. By the way, you can't do anything. He's charging me. I'm happy. I tried to turn my Edict on, I failed, but I can turn Pulse Nova on, and then yeah, the man just gets blown up. So I talked about Mana Boots earlier as a choice for Leshrac. I think it's a really good thing for him to go for Mana Boots, because you can disassemble that, and when you get gold for a point booster and a health thingy, what's the thing called? Oh my god, I don't remember the name of it. You get the point, right, guys? The one that gives you HP, the 1100 item, the gold item. You can disassemble your energy booster, and you can actually make that into a Bloodstone. So nice and simple. I'm sitting on brown boots, and this really is all Leshrac needs. Now late game, we can go into item choices for what kind of boots Leshrac should wear, but early game, I very much think so. I'm very certain that this is a good choice for Leshrac. You can make a Bloodstone if you're playing a core Leshrac, and you can sit on brown boots. It's perfectly fine. Now look at that. If I kill a hero around me, I get Bloodstone charges. One hero died near me. You don't even have to kill him. You don't even have to get assist on him. I think you just have to be near him. Once the hero dies, you gain a charge. Every charge corresponds to a set amount of mana regen. Really good times. Another guy died. We basically got yeah, I got another charge. I've got 10 charges. Now let's see if he's going to charge us. Is he feeling lucky? He doesn't understand what's going to happen to him if he follows up. And I'm basically going to spam another. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this is looking not so good. Okay, Ember arrives and we're going to be fine. Kotl might die. Okay, never mind. He won't die. And I think Timbers... Oh my god, he almost fell. Well, we killed PA. I thought he was going to jump to the other guy. Creeps came by and they saved his life. Anyway, so there we go, guys. That's the first item for Leshrac. Let's go around the game and see what everyone else is doing in the meantime. So let's go to, yeah, player perspective. Look at other guys. Now, our Lancer has brown boots and... a diffusal blade in works. Now, I would always argue, Quelling Blade, of course, is a core on Phantom Lance. I very much think so, because it's what you need when you're trying to jungle, and this hero can jungle one in the most effective ways, so it's really good thing for him to go for it. Kotl gets done. He probably might die. He does die, but Ember's here, and you just don't want to man fight Ember at this level. He's, you know, he's always all about that right click, and especially when you've used your spells, you can't do much. Is he going to escape? I think he will. Maybe, we don't know. So anyways, we talk about his item build. He has a Diffusal Blade in work, pretty good item. I love it. He's one of my favorite heroes of all time, Phantom Lancer. So good choice, at least he's going for the right item. Maybe I would definitely go for some other boots. If people have a new meta these days, they play with Tranquil boots, and maybe I don't like that personally. I'd rather play with Power Treads. That's my choice into Aquila, and then I would get I'll get Diffusal Blade. But this is okay too. Ember, of course, he's got a casual quality, like a point per value kind of thing, bracer with him. He's not going to make that into anything. Maybe he will get a drum if he wants to, I don't know. Usually he's just going to go for a Battle Fury, I bet. That's how Embers go, right? It's all about damage, and it's all about spreading damage, because Sleight of Fist, the way it works, you can do beautiful things when you stack up some crit and Battle Furies, as you all know. Kotl, let's see what he's building. He's got Tranquil. The poor guy has been warding all game, so that's pretty good. Look at that. We have vision on the map, and that's a sign of a good support. He puts the wards in the right places. We know now that's a very good ward he puts over there that I'm showing you on the screen right now. That means that our carries can safely farm. Spirit Breaker likes to go ham. Let's see what the items he's got. He's got an urn, pretty good, and powered creds. Again, it's a core for Spirit Breaker. I don't think any other boots would do him any good. These are the boots, and look at that. In a way, that's where I think he gets countered a little bit if you have a good Tusk in your team, because when he's charging you can just snowball him back in turn and you can escape the bigger burst of his damage, and then Timbersaw can clean him up. So, but nonetheless his item choices is good, and I think right now in the game if we look at the net worth, let's see how we're doing. Yep, we are basically, I can't believe PA is farming that well. Wow. So I'm way ahead of everyone else and PA is behind me, and that's weird because the guy had a horrible time in the lane. I think they just let him farm or get a couple of kills or something. Yeah, he's got 2 kills and he's working. Pretty decent choice, but I definitely kind of not agree with it. You should get either power treads or phase. I'm a fan of phase. I've talked about a lot about that in my last video for PA. Helmet Dominator, good choice. You can make that into a satanic late game. You know, it's an item that transitions well. And people dying over here. Cottle died, I'm afraid. But yeah, next choice is making a basher. That's really good. It gives him DPS. But the point is, this game is so much about magic damage early game. I am fully magic damage with parts of a little bit of physical damage, right? Spirit Breaker is all magic damage. Phantom Lancer will throw lances at you. That's magic damage. You know, nasty things. And his Ember's attack is magical. No, that's physical actually. So I definitely think that he should have gone for a BKB and then maybe transition to something else, because then you can make a fighting PA. And that's a nightmare to behold. Nonetheless, Mr. Tusk is watching someone else. Let's watch Ancient Apparition. I think he's the ward guy on their team. He's got Urn pretty good. And yeah, why not? People do make power treads on him. Really good choice. And there we go. We actually kill Ancient Apparition now. So sorry, my friend. You died too. And I think everyone, yeah. So Warlock has a soul ring. Okay, this is weird to say the least. Now I know why he got the soul ring is because we harassed the heck out of his friend in the lane. You know, PA couldn't farm and he thought I'm just going to give him more heal. But at least brown boots are something you want to buy. He buys them now, but that's 20 minutes into the game. Not acceptable at all, you know, getting brown boots, whatever. Timber is going for the right thing. Now he goes for the same thing like I do. He'll make arcane boots. That thing's called Vitality Booster. Yay! Took me like half an hour to figure it out, and then by looking at it I found out. So anyways, so he also makes a Bloodstone. Same philosophy applies. He has a lot of low cooldown spammable skills. If that's your hero, then Bloodstone is the item for you. But let's go back to me. Now I'm making some more of these. Now this game really, this is the first time I played Leshrac after the new patch, and I was enjoying it. I really was having a good time. So the item I'm making now, of course, is a soul booster, and I believe I'm going to make the new item, which is called Octarine Core. And I'll tell you why I think it's a great item on Leshrac. Now I will make more items as the game goes by, but I wanted to try this item out, and I think it's a really good item. Maybe it's the third item you want to get. So first, of course, being your Bloodstone as a core item. Then maybe you can get an Axe. If you don't want an Axe, you can get a Shiva's Guard, and then maybe you can get an Octarine Core. But I still think at this point in the game where we were playing pretty well, getting an Octarine Core is really good, and I'll show you eventually as we go into when I get the item of why it's good. So basically it's an item that gives you lots of stats. It reduces the cooldown of all of your spells by 25%. That's really good, right? I mean, cooldown reduction is something Leshrac kind of needs, not really. I mean, the Lightning Storm, it's 25%, so that's what 25 for yeah, roughly I'd say, yeah, basically a second, right? You shave a second off. This skill is on a 3-second cooldown. There you go, guys. I suicided myself. That was me being an idiot. I was caught up. I didn't want to give him a kill. I had a 5 kill streak going. I basically used a Bloodstone on me. I died. Spirit Breaker is going to die because it's a Timbersaw. You can never run away from Timbersaw when you're a strength hero like that. So minus the stupidity I did there, I think I'm doing pretty good, and Octarine Core will fit in with this build perfectly. The other thing it gives you is you can lifesteal from your spells. Now remember I said Leshrac does not do a lot of right-click damage. He's all about spamming spells, and if you have a pretty big HP pool, and if you look at it, I'm just an intelligence hero with 1.5 strength game, nothing special at all, you know, it's whatever, and we're gonna get a kill. Come on, I'm waiting for the lightning, and now look at the cast range on that skill. It's pretty long, right, guys? I mean, Edict is short and it hits automatically things around you. Stun is a skill shot, as I said. I mean, I'll level it up. If I can land it, I'm a happy man, but usually I don't rely on it to kill. But Lightning Storm is just so good. Even if you're, it slows him down, it gives you the chance to catch up with him, and it's just a really good nuke, I think. So that's I like this hero. So let's see what we're gonna do right now. We have got an invis, and this is the cool little trick you can do actually. By the way, is you can grab an invis rune, and if I had a bottle, it'd be much more fun. I can't do it now because he just goes back. You can activate invis, and you can turn edict on before that. If the hero doesn't see you, then you can basically you know, you can hit him, and the guy will like, hey, is this a hack or something? At our level, of course, any smart player would know that the guy has invis rune, but it's a really cool thing you can do with invis rune, and I wanted to do some trolling things. As I said, I was having a good time, and I thought maybe, you know, and that's what I'm sharing with you, to be honest. I think you're going to find it slightly entertaining, mildly entertaining maybe. So that's Leshrac, guys, and it's my first attempt at int hero, right? I mean, he's cool. I've always liked him. He's a hero that spams a lot of spells, and he's really good. Now look at that. Right now I have 12 bloodstone charges and another point booster. I have what? Wow, I have 23 mana per second. I mean, that's crazy territory, right? My HP per second would be something. I mean, it's not that much of a problem. 14.5 actually. Hey, we're swimming. So one thing I was talking about earlier, which I kind of diverted, I should go back to it, is the HP of heroes, right? I said I would like to make Leshrac tanky, and let's look at it. I'm an int hero, as I said earlier, with 1.5 strength, so not really that good. Now let's compare our HP with other heroes. Tusk, being a melee strength hero, has 1500 HP, Timbersaw 1300. PA, as you all know, she went for the wrong item choice and build, and that's why she's sitting on low HP. Warlock has next to none HP. PL, Ember never makes too much of HP, and Spirit Breaker is dead, so we'll find out his HP. What I'm trying to get to, guys, right now I am ridiculously tanky, right? 1800 HP is a lot. I have 7 armor, which is okay, right? I mean, it's not that bad. Usually you want to get some armor late game for Leshrac because, you know, there are some right click heroes who can destroy you if you don't have armor. Of course, Tusk being the best choice over there. I mean, he can not Tusk, sorry, Phantom Assassin, right? I mean, she's all about critting the heck out of you, so it's wise to get some armor late game. But right now we're doing good. Like 1800 HP and 1700 mana pool means I don't ever have to go back to base. I don't really need a bottle, and mid Leshrac can make a bottle. I mean, it's a good item if you go mid, right? Getting a bottle is always good, but in essence, as you see, if you get like at least one core item going and one kind of making your way to the next one, and by that I mean if you're like 25-30 minutes into the game and you're playing moderately okay, you would not have to go back to base for getting any kind of you know, any kind of regen. It's such a good thing. And look at that, they're just standing there, I don't know, talking to each other, typing. I have no idea what they're doing. Maybe they're planning a gank and they decided to wrongfully charge this guy. It's not gonna work. But look at that, it's just basically me spamming lightning on them, right? It doesn't, you know, it does pretty good damage. It costs me nothing. I mean, look at that, by the time the cooldown comes back in, I have another lightning charge ready. Once I finish my Octarine core, I'll have a 3-second cooldown on this spell. That's just dirty, you know, that's just really, really dirty tactics. So I'm excited to show you what next I get into. So 26 minutes into the game, we are 8-1, 1 being our own suicide guys, right? So I don't know how you want to look at it. I'll do some more stupid things, by the way, trust me. This game is full of, you know, silly things. But there we go, Octarine Core. Now we can look at it and talk about what the item does. We're going to Life Steal. As I said earlier, it gives 25% cooldown reduction and passive spell steal, so your spells will give you life back. A percentage of damage caused is returned. How much is it? 25. Yeah, if you hit heroes, you get 25% of your life back. Creeps only 5%. Really good. It gives you a lot of health. Look at that, 450 health, 400 mana, some intelligence, a little bit of HP reduction, and more mana regen. I mean, this is literally everything Leshrac wants, right? That's why I think it's such a core item. I mean, more int is always good, means bigger mana pool, you know, slightly more right-click damage, but yeah, other stuff like basically raw HP, things like that benefit him a lot. Now they've already thrown their nukes down. It's time for me to walk into the team fight. Let's see what happens. We're charging him. This hero is just dead meat. We're gonna chase more guys. I didn't even want to kill him. He just died because, hey, he just died. Now Timbersaw committed suicide. Good man, because there's no way he could have escaped. He misses Timber Chain. And there we are. So that's Leshrac, right, guys? You just activate your spells and you run at the enemy, and you don't even have to hope for the best. You know you can do well. And that's our Diabolic Edict now working, sorry, our Pulse Nova. So look at that. At level 3, it's 60 mana per second. It doesn't really matter because look at that, 33 mana per second is what I regenerate. That's a lot of mana regen. And for 60 mana a second, I do 220 nuke damage to everyone around me. And when it comes to clearing creeps and stuff like that, it's like the perfect thing ever. He gets stunned, you're not going anywhere, buddy, so you're dead. So there we go. I mean, that's the power of Leshrac. It's all about spamming spells, and if you don't take him light, if you kind of take him lightly, don't take him lightly. You know, if you take him lightly, you know, he can dish out a lot of burst damage as well. But for him, it's all about sustaining into a team fight. You make sure that they don't target you. You can make that in two ways, which is one item I didn't build this game because I was having too much fun. I would recommend that after the Bloodstone, some people do like to go for a BKB, and it really is a fighting item. If you have a lineup where you are the sole carry of the game and there's, you know, you can't, the team relies on you, you will need a BKB, right? Because if they stun you and do other things, I mean, bear in mind, if you do have Edict on and Pulse Nova on, even if they stun you, it doesn't matter, you are still dealing damage. But hey, what's better than not being stunned, you know, better than getting stunned is to not get stunned, right? So why do you want to get stunned, that kind of thing. So yeah, like BKB could be a good item. It you know, prevents you from other magic bursts as well. It's really like a good thing to get. He stacked another camp here for us. I don't know if we're gonna farm it. Spirit Breaker goes for it. I hope he gets the kill, or am I gonna steal it? Oops, I steal the kill. All right, Pierre throws a dagger. All right, this guy misses the Timber Chain, and look at that. Now I've turned my spells on, and let's fight. Basically, I'm like, yeah, I don't care. The stun also lands, and there we go. He puts a Cold Feet on him. I don't really care. I think he doesn't have an Aghanim, so again, I don't care that much. So it started by us trying to deward him, and the guy just died after that, so really good. Now, making more point boosted. This is such a cool, like, I love this game so much, guys. It's just the way the item progression worked and everything went around. I was enjoying it. Now, 2.2k HP, guys, and counting, right? 2.3k mana pool, so never am I ever going home. Just compare my HP to anyone else in the game. It's ridiculous. These guys are dead. I don't think they'll have that much. Timber is 1500. Compare it to my teammates. No one. Spirit Breaker, we couldn't check earlier. He still has a 1500. And he's a strength hero. I have horrible strength gain, and just by items, look at that. That stun lands. It's a beautiful stun. Is he going to chase me? Am I going to die? I probably will. There we go. So that's my second death. Got crit by PA, and I think this is the time where I'm starting to realize that, hey, you know, maybe I shouldn't have gone for Aghanims. But then again, I'll tell you why Aghanim Scepter is good once I get it. Now, this thing gets upgraded by... Oh, I was actually not talking well, right? I apologize, guys. So it does only 160 damage, which is still a lot, by the way, at level 3, but the scepter damage goes very high. So for the same amount of mana, you do 220 magic damage. That's stupid, right? That is so stupidly high. Like, imagine any other hero. Just look at any other hero that has a nuke. Maybe Phantom Lancer, right? Now this guy can do a 250 damage nuke for 140 mana. That's something standard, right? You would agree with me. Compare Crystal Maiden, for example, 115 mana for the Frostbite, and then at level 1, I think, and then you get the frozen thing as well. What's the Frost Nova or whatever it's called? I think it's called Frost Nova, maybe. What I'm trying to get to is you need a lot of mana, at least especially in the hundreds, to do damage, right? Even someone like Night Stalker, if your level is Void up, like, that's another good nuke I'm trying to compare it to. You spend a lot of mana if you're trying to do damage, but this Leshrac, when you get Aghanims on him, man, it's just so nasty that for 60 mana you're doing AoE 220 damage. And again, that goes to support the theory that you want Leshrac to be alive, right? Because you want this pulse to just never end and things to just die and die and die. Are we going to be fighting this? I don't know. I think this was a pretty bad fight by us. I don't know if it's going to work out. So I stun Mr. Warlock because he's trying to channel his thing here. We kill him. That's nice and easy. Oh yeah, okay. We just killed him. I'm thinking of another game. I get frozen. He's going to hit me a couple of times, but I'm like, I don't care. I think we're probably going to finish Roche considering Mr. Ember's got a double damage. There we go. It's just so very easy. I can use it to break his Lincolns if it's needed, but now we are just rolling, and I'm like, I don't need it. I need item slots, not this. So I think this is our Aghanims, right? We're gonna get an Aghanim. Yep, it is our Aghanim. So look at this guy. This is a dream game, and I really wanted to show it to you that if you have a fully geared Leshrac, you know, the stupidity that you can cause in a team fight when it comes to damage is off a high. And look at that creep. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about for a couple of seconds. If you don't know, Leshrac, even if you don't have Aghanim Scepter, if you have a level 4 Lightning Storm into a Pulse Nova, you throw one Lightning Storm and you activate your Pulse Nova for just 2 seconds. You can clear out all the creep waves, literally. Like, of course, if it's just one creep wave, then all of your Lightning Storm. If it's like a double, triple, it doesn't matter. Leshrac is amazing at clearing waves because he's amazing at AoE, right? He's an AoE monster. And, you know, this is a perfect example. I should try to hit the tower because now, yeah, there you go. It was glyphed earlier. And I'm waiting. And, alright, they're going to chase us. I know I turned my... are we going to go in? Am I going to land a stun? No, I should have landed the stun. Yeah, that's stupid of me. That should have been a stun, guys. I played it so wrongly. And oh, they're gonna use me. What they don't know is that even if you use me, my spells are still gonna cast, and dirty things will happen. He throws down and throws out nuke. I'm like, you know, whatever, I don't care. And we just chase him to the ends of the earth now. It's looking nasty for them. I land the stun, wasn't needed, but hey, my kill. So 40 mana per second, guys, 4-0, you know. Bye bye Fountain, I'm never gonna see you because it's so good. So there we go, guys. Hopefully we're gonna get a couple more. I think I'm gonna go into a bit of a dying spree now. I do some stupid things because hey, I'm still learning. So see, look at that. They Yules me and you still see Edict working. So getting a Yules against Lesh is really not a good choice. I mean, yeah, it stops him if he's chasing you. But you can't, you know, you can't think of, hey, I'm going to Yules him, I'm going to wait for him right when the Yules end, I'm going to hit him. No, because by that time you would have probably lost half of your HP, if not more. And I'm very sure it works with Pulse Nova as well. Like if the Pulse Nova is active and they Yules you, the Pulse Nova will still be activated and hit people around you. So all in all, you know, you need hard stuns to counter Leshrac, and you need to burst the fella down, because if you leave him unattended, yeah, he's not going to be kind to you. So 1900 more gold, 2.5k HP. I'm almost near unkillable. Let's see, is Timber going to chase us? No, Timber's not going to chase us. I'm playing safe. Maybe I should have gone on him, but I wouldn't have been able to kill him. It's Timber, right? He can jump from one place to other. So what's the item choice now? What are we going to go for? I hope I buy some plate mail now, because I really think I should go for it. If I would think in hindsight, that would be the choice. There we go, yeah. So Shiva's Guard is the item. Why Shiva's again? Because now remember, Leshrac likes to chase people. He likes to stay in the fight. And whatever you can do to slow enemy team so they can't finish you early and they take long time just getting stuck in there, then that's a good item for Leshrac. And by that I mean, if you can get a slow on an enemy and if you can do some more AoE nuke damage, then that's a really good item for Leshrac. So Shiva's Guard fits in perfectly. It gives you some armor, which means you can tank and you can stay longer in a team fight. If you can stay longer in a team fight, there we go, he dies again. You know, you can activate all of your skills, do more damage, and it's just an overall great item for him. Now remember, the Octarine Core cooldown, I think the 25% yeah, cooldown of all spells, I think that also affects my Bloodstone. It also affects the Shiva's Guard when and if I get it. So really good, and it synergizes well. Again, it's just all about AoE, and there we go. Now look at that. That's how waves die. You know, it's a matter of split seconds. You know, that's just how amazing this hero is. So on we go. We're gonna try and take this tower. Now maybe this is where I want to watch this, because there's a part in this game where I do something. I think I do something stupid, but I don't know. I mean, I always do something stupid, but I don't know the extent of stupidity. It's gonna be funny if I actually figure out what happens here. They're gonna charge PL. I hope he doesn't die. I think he still got HP. Now, as you all know, that Ice Blast basically stops you from regenning, and it does a set amount of damage. If you fall below a certain amount of HP, then you know, you die basically. So what do I buy? No, nothing. I'm just basically scrolling around. So I still need more gold. DDs are okay on Leshrac. They're not the best. That's why I ping him out. I'm like, does anyone need it? I think Ember should get it, but Ember is dead. So I'm like, all right, it's mine. Is he going to charge us? No, I should have thrown a stun or something here. Do I? No. I think this is something I need to work on Leshrac, guys. When they're stuck like that, it's a very, I think I would definitely say that a good Leshrac would know when to stun and when to, you know, throw Lightning Storm. I mean, Lightning Storm does something, but if I could stun him, then maybe I could chase him. I don't think it'll be safer for me to chase if I go to free camera mode here. They had a couple of heroes here, right? I think, yeah, I probably wouldn't have. Let's just keep it like that. Player perspective. I don't think I would have killed him, but still, you know, you gotta get good at stun. So I think what separates a good Leshrac player from a guy like me who's just learning it is definitely how you can land your split health. It's a skill shot, so, and it's a really tough one. I'll be honest with you. It's one of the hardest skills. You know, of course, Mirana arrow is much harder. If you say that, I'll agree with you. But you know, it's still there. People can see it's coming, and it's not just that, because you see a big animation from Leshrac. Like, he's a kind of a tall dude in the game, and you see him like standing on his heels, and it kind of is very evident that he's throwing stun at you, like the old Kunkka when he would raise his hand and you would see, oh, he's going to torrent me right now. So it's, you know, it's hard to land, but that still doesn't mean that I shouldn't practice more and get good at this. It's something we should be good at. Now they're pushing. I think this is their chance. They're going to try and fight us. I don't think it's going to work, because we have a Kotl and we have Leshrac. I mean, both do pretty good AoE. Someone gets caught out over there. Is this gentleman going to die? Are we going to go to free camera here? Let's see. Oh, Ember's running away. That's the thing with Ember, right? Look at that. I mean, he's got 2 Battle Furies and a Daedalus. Damage-wise, wow, right? But you can never get too much HP on Ember just because of the way he's built. And this way, you know, they should really focus on killing Ember. And that would be a good thing. I mean, they still have me to deal with, but that'll be a better chance, you know. If they can then drop a Warlock stun on me, cold feet me, and PA can crit, you know, it's possible. Now, he does go for a good... I'm very happy. I'm really impressed to see, I mean, this player. Yeah, he went for Basher earlier, but he's got a BKB now. So, the guy's a very sound player. I mean, he's going for the right items. Good to see that, really. And pretty much everyone else, look at that. I mean, Timber makes a blink, fair enough. And Bloodstone, I mean, these are all the core items you can get on most of these heroes. That's a very good item too. Shadowblade, people build that. They have built that in the past. You know, it's something people build. Oops, there was a fight going on here. Let's go to player perspective and go like 10 seconds back or something, guys. See what happens. So yeah, the item choice is good. Again, you know, PA does BKB on me. That's a pretty good thing to do, but I still have Edict that I can hit him with. I get hit by Ice Blast. I really don't care because look at my HP. I actually don't get hit by it. And I'm trying to slow them down. And I've been slowed by the dagger. I'm trying to catch up. And we are chasing. They use me. Look at that. Yeah, the Pulse Nova still works. And I'm kind of around them where I'm not in literally in their faces, you know, but I'm like kind of light stepping around them. It's really, I think it's pretty good. Now, are we going to land a stun? Probably not, because we don't need it. And there we go. So again, they're not focusing me. They kind of should focus me. And if they do try to focus me, to be honest now, I am going out of control because it's what... 2.6k HP, lots and lots and lots of mana. It's almost 50 mana regen, man. It's just insane now. And I have also 21 armor, so you know that's an int hero, guys. You know, it's just crazy. Are we gonna land a stun? Oh, we do. Look at that! I saved my friend. And there we go. That's Night. And I was so happy here that my friend got the kill. I'm like, yeah, try and kill Cottle now, my friend. You know, like Tusk tries to. Hey, he's as a solo support. I'm gonna go and kill him. Nope. Cottle kills you back, so it's really good. I was happy to see that. But yeah, now starts a pushing strat. Our top lane is pushing, but we are like, I think someone's going to spawn and they're going to go there. We were talking about this, but we still back off because PA is back and I wouldn't want to go in. So it was really, for me, I was delaying this game, to be honest with you guys, because I wanted to try out all the cool builds. But the other thing at our level of pubs is, when you get a kill, you just don't know what to do. Most people are like, okay, I'm just going to go in AFK jungle, or oh, I'm going to go back to base and buy an item, or before a fight, hey, let me get this item. Yeah, you need an item, I understand, and it gives you more damage, but the fact of the matter is, if you're needed somewhere, you know, that should be your first priority. Your priority after killing enemy heroes should not be to go in AFK jungle, it should be to go and push a lane. And I'm also like I also suffer this problem, so don't get me wrong, it's not me like blaming others. I'll definitely put the first blame on me, and that's what people do, and I think that's the way to improve, especially when you have a hero like Leshrac, right? I should have carried a TP and I could have gone back to top and I could have pushed it, but then again we have someone else pushing it. So the point is, when you get a kill, definitely push something, because when the heroes are there, that's your perfect chance. You can go back to AFK farming once they're all back and they're trying to push the waves. So do the part, be a team player no matter who you are. I'm sure right clicking some creeps in lanes is much better than you AFK jungling, so there we go. Now we are still regrouping. Are we going to plan for a smoke or something? I usually call out for smoke ganks when we are lagging a lot behind. This game we were really again casually doing our things, but I don't know, we might get something done. So yep, there we go, see. So I do make sometimes okay decision. Now this is a bad route to go for, but then again I think Ember can catch up with him. Yeah, are we going to get a dust? We do get a charge off by Spirit Breaker, and oh my god, look at that, we did some really cool stuff there. Nice. And how you guys gets another kill. So that stun landed kind of perfectly. We timed it out, and look at that. He heals me, and look at the damage. Timber is almost half HP, and I was away, you know. And this is probably going to be me dying. I mean, look at that. I do all the damage, and in a way, I would love to take some of the credit for that. But here we go. Our team finishes them off. So I mean, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. I die, that's fair enough. So I'm 18-3 right now. I will die a couple more times. I think I will do some stupid things now. Again, a PA is a PA after all. You can get things, you can get stuff against her, but when she crits, you know, and then she really crits. And look at that. I think they don't have butterfly yet. I mean, sorry, well, butterfly MKB. None of our guys do. So, oh, he is working on it. That's really good. Good call by him. And so is a Spirit Breaker. So Breaker's got Armlet, pretty good. Some people like to build that. And a Mask of Madness. More attack speed means more bashes, to a point where that 17% becomes like, I don't know, 91%. And you can bash him in every hit. So there we go. The good item choices, we can still clear them out. Game's going pretty good. Our tier 2 towers on the top and bot lane are standing. We are way ahead, I guess, and I said 20 points in kill, 20 kills ahead of them. Things are looking good. Someone's pushing bottom. So here we are. Things are not bad at all. And let's see what I'm doing. Player perspective, we're going to push mid. So, is that guy dead? He's probably dead. Yeah, there we go. But it's still right, guys. I mean, this, as I said, Leshrac is played as a semi-carry, and I think this game might kind of show his strengths and weaknesses. I mean, I am supremely farm right now, and what you see now is kind of exaggerated to a certain point where not every game you're going to get this much farm, right? But still, the point is that this guy needs... are we going to die here? Let's see. He's going to snowball on me. That's a bad Shivas. It didn't work on him, but see, he just can't chase me. Look at that. I mean, he hit me for whatever damage, 400-500, and he backs off because he just can't handle it. But going back to the point that Leshrac is still, you know, I think kind of a semi-carry. I mean, you can carry with him. He does good damage depending on the enemy lineup. But if they have someone like a PA or something, if I was the only carry and if we had other heroes there, you know, I would, dare I say, that the game would have been going in a very different way altogether, because you can snowball. You are like certain heroes who shine at a certain point in the game. He's a good late gamer, don't get me wrong, but there are, you know, a PA would beat a Leshrac late game, right, once you get the items, because if you get a BKB, then all you're getting hit by is by my splitter, I mean by my Diabolic Edict, and that's just one tiny source of damage. And I'm not right clicking a lot, even though I have 200 right click damage almost, thanks to the int I've got. But still, the point is, Lesh I still think is a semi-carry at best, but most games in pro scenes, as you see right now, are only lasting for what, 10, 20, 30 minutes maybe. And in that scenario, Leshrac fits perfectly because the guy can push. Edict is nasty to say the least against towers, and everything else is just too much damage for team to handle early game. If you have someone who can give you mana early game like Kotl, you sustain in the lane for much longer, making it impossible for their carries to farm, and that's where I think Leshrac has a very, very appropriate and a fit place in the game right now, him being a very useful hero. So I think I buy a smoke this time. This is another time. Every time I die, that's one thing I do when I'm dead. I analyze, like, in a very small way, in my capacity that I can, that, hey, what happened there? Why did I die? Who's got so much farm? And I remember the last team fight, I got blown up. Not exactly blown up, but, you know, I took a lot of damage in a burst. I'm like, okay, why give him more kills? And, you know, why would you not smoke? That's like my newbie understanding, you know. At least our level, most people don't expect to smoke gank. And you know, you can, you know, you can go out and rush on them head first. But if you actually can smoke and kill one of their heroes before anything happens, then, you know, that's a really, really cool thing. And there we go. We smoked. I think what's happened there? Was there a hero there? I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna go to. There we go. Free camera, right? Yeah. Oh, did we have? Yeah. So, oh, okay, there we go. I think it's a pretty decent place to smoke, to be honest, guys. But, you know, Tusk was here, and he saw us smoking, so that's why the smoke didn't work. The smoke lasted on PA. There we go. I think that's how I would have known if I didn't know earlier. But, yeah, Tusk comes from behind. So his Shadow Blade paid off in big time. Had we had the thing going pretty smoothly, this would have been a kill. And I've activated my Edict just because I can. Not Edict, sorry, Pulse Nova. So pretty good. There we go, just farming camps. And that's another thing, right? You can jungle very easily. So if you have someone who's stacking camps for you, Leshrac can clear them. You know, he can compete with the best heroes out there when it comes to clearing camps. Just look at that. A Lightning Storm into a Pulse Nova, and bye-bye creeps. So we are getting ready for a team fight. This game kind of lasted longer than it should have. But hey, this means I'm going to get more items, right? Let's see, you got 3.2k gold. Am I going to buy something? So what I would buy, if I was playing more seriously, I would have had a BKB by now, and I probably would have had a Sheep Stick as well. A Sheep Stick as in a Sight of Vice. Really good item. We see Mr. Timbersaw. Now look at that. See, when you buy BKB, all of a sudden Leshrac's like, when is that BKB going to wear off, right? So I definitely think, you know, you need someone else to do some work in the lane. Yeah, as you can see right now, people are stepping up. Now Phantom Lancer got a 40-minute game. Like, when the game started, I'm like, I'm going to promise you a 40-minute game at least, and then you can win the game for us. We didn't expect it to go this well, but hey, you know. Now I think the guy is coming online. He does have some items. Yeah, I mean, I'll never agree with Heart on Pierre, but it's pretty good. But never mind, I see neither here or there. He does have items. That's really good. And Ember is just nastily farmed. The guy He just has one bracer to replace, and he will eventually. So we're doing pretty good. I'm still alive, I think, and we are going to push the lanes. Let's see what happens. 3.7k gold. So I think definitely I would like to buy a scythe of ice right now if the game goes much longer. 18-3. Top lane is pushing. And let's look at the enemy team. They're sitting right in the base. AA is ready to ulti you when he can. He's got a pretty good item build. That's a really good choice on AA, to be honest. Aghanim does buff his damage by a lot. The duration increases, and I think that PL will die right now. Yeah, that's just stupid of PL to just walk in with that HP against Ancient Apparition. Like, we're taking the barracks right now. That's what Leshrac can do, but you know, he didn't have to be there when he didn't have any HP. That's a really risky thing to do. And we realize, hey, you know, the middle barracks is gone. Let's just take the next racks. So we clear the creep waves, and I think we're just backing off because Timber's coming back and P is already there. I don't want to mess with this. Yeah, they chase me down. I get slowed. Now I want to watch this carefully, guys. How many deaths am I going to get here? I'm spamming the suicide button, and I do suicide. Yes, there we go. This is weird, right? Watch this. Now, I don't know. This is stupidity by me, of course, to the next level. All right, so we're running away. We know there's a, you know, they're going to chase us. Look at that. 3 deaths on me, right? Look at the bloodstone. I do something stupid. I don't know if it's stupid or I just screwed up. Now, look at that. I've been frozen. I've been daggered. I've got ping. So I basically spam. And I spam it twice. But I don't know if this is even a real thing, because once you kill yourself the first time, don't you get a delay on your bloodstone? Look again, right? I have 3 deaths here, 25 charges. I spam the heck out of the button because I want to die. You know, I don't want to give him a kill, and that's exactly what happened. Leshrac commits suicide, which you. Oh no! Okay. Both questions asked and answered, right? Timbersaw kills me. My spawn timer is ridiculously low because I have all the charges, and I kill myself in base. Wow. So yeah, guys, if you had any doubts of me being a noob, then yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know where I should hide my face right now. That's good. You don't see my face now because I'm red with embarrassment, guys. That was it took me. That's why another reason why I wanted to upload the game, because I was not sure what was happening and what happened, and I couldn't be bothered to watch the replay. I'm like, I'm just gonna do a commentary and figure it out then. So yeah, they killed me. I didn't suicide. They killed me, and then I suicided myself. So I could have had like 4 deaths this game, but no, someone had to kill himself twice. So anyways, I'm like, alright, let's buy a point boost. So 3k HP on me now. I don't even have a heart or anything, you know. I'm not even going that road. Some people do build heart on him. Pretty good, you know. It makes you just slightly more tanky. I mean, that's the gist of it, really. So let's see. PL's going to come. Are we going to Roche? We probably will. So I break the Lincolns. I think we saw, yeah, our ward does show enemy hero movements, but then we know there are other heroes mid, and we're like, yeah, just come in and take the thing, man. I don't need it. Now he doesn't know that your illusions get popped every time you hit Roshan. That's why PL is one of the worst heroes at doing Roche. And we are working on it. It's not gonna take too long with like so many of us hitting it. There we go. Now someone picks it up. I don't know. I think. Yep. There we go. Mr. Ember Spirit does. I don't know why they're here. They were just contemplating on the bigger meaning of life, and we're like, yeah. So that's a perfect. Shiva's Guard cast, things worked out. They dropped a gem. We're like, I don't even care. Someone dropped a gem. I'm fine with it. So there we go. Now see, as you can see right now, I've stopped getting kills. Once I was around like 40-minute mark or something, I didn't get that many kills. And obviously the reason is my carries have got a lot more farm. But the other thing is, enemy team also has BKB and other ways to get away. They're more farm, they have more HP. My ways of bursting them down are kind of not existing right now. I mean, they're there, but they're kind of limited. So again, going back to the point, the Leshrac I think is a very good semi-carry if you want to build him like that, the way I built him this game. But solo carrying him, if you have a team that can finish early, then yeah, you can call him a carry. But if a game goes to the length that it has gone right now, you will actually need a proper DPSer, not Leshrac, because BKB owns Leshrac in certain ways. So I tried to kill the creeps because my edict is spread between them, and here we go. So I think this is going to be it, guys. This is going to be the end of the video. So this was Leshrac for you, 20-5 with 21 assists. Really trolly gameplay, some beautiful bloodstone suicides by me, right guys? You'll never find him anywhere else except for here. And look at that, I can't kill PA because of the BKB, but here we go. So thank you very much for watching, guys. This is Holy Hermit for you. If you enjoy these videos, please let me know. Leave a feedback. Any kind of feedback would be good, because I do enjoy playing Dota, and if this has helped you in some way or has entertained you, that means the world to me. I'm really happy with it. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, it's going to be another new hero, I hope. I have been playing a lot of offlane bounty hunter with some cool things on it. Maybe I'll upload him, but maybe not, because it'll depend on the kind of gameplay I get. So thank you for stopping by, take care of yourself, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!